We gotta get into a messy Jesse, Tiger Woods. Because I told you we're gonna dip into
Now,
pop.
you know about his mistress,
No, 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 no.
non-disclosure thing. Talking about the
Listen.
one with the non-disclosure.
Okay, so because I let me explain it to you because you are not into gossip.
Okay, what's this one? There's one out there right now where one of his long-term mistresses also was an assistant, and
Oh, all
she's
right, slow down, slow down, slow
undisclosed.
down, slow down. So Tiger Woods, now
Yeah,
ex-girlfriend,
that's what I'm talking
has
about.
let me read it. Tiger Woods, now ex-girlfriend, has lawsuits against the golfer and his trust. So Erica Herman, who was a longtime girlfriend of golfer Tiger Woods, has filed two separate complaints after the 6-year relationship between the pair came to an end. Both filings were made to the circuit court in Martin County, Florida. The first suit, filed in October 2022, alleges the trust owned by Woods violated the Florida Residential Landlord Tenant Act by breaking the oral tenancy agreement.
Tenancy.
Tenancy. The filing states the actual damages are likely to be measured in excesses of $30 million. Woods is not named as a defendant in the October lawsuit. In December, the trust filed a motion for the court to dismiss with prejudice in response to Herman's complaint, alleging that the dispute between the two began when Woods broke off his relationship with Herman in October and informed her that she was no longer welcome in Woods' home. In future states, it future states that the non-disclosure agreement (NDA) between the two required confidential arbitration in all disputes between Herman and Woods, and that Herman's suit violates the agreement. A copy of the NDA is attached to Woods' trust motion, but publicly available version of that document is redacted entirely. A more recent complaint aimed at nullifying the NDA was served to Woods on Monday. Both cases are being brought by Fisher Potter Holders, a Florida-based family law specialist. Um, CNN
It
also
ain't going nowhere.
Homestead
Let me
Trust.
explain very quickly what's going on. They signed a confidentiality agreement when she first started working for him. She became his mistress. She was living
That was
with,
his girlfriend, not mistress. He's not married.
not still mistress. You can have a mistress on the side. That's still
That
what
was
it,
his. This is his main girlfriend.
that's mistress under the law. If you're not married but you got a domestic relationship, it's called mistress.
Okay.
All right, now his mistress signs this non-disclosure agreement with him and the trust fund. They're living together. He breaks up with her and says, "Hey, you got to go." So she has no lease that's in effect, no created lease because she's not paying money. She is in a position of being the girlfriend who's broken up and the guy doesn't want her staying there so he can move on with his life. All right. Now, she wants to defeat that. Next thing, she tries to attack the irrevocable non disclosure agreement. And she's saying that there's a federal law that was signed by Biden that would give her the opportunity to do it. But that only goes if there was sexual misconduct or sexual exploitation. So she'd have to
It's the
essentially,
Speak Out Act.
yeah, she would have to essentially prove that for 6 years she's been submitting to being raped and whatever else, and it wasn't just a domestic
Don't say the
relationship.
R word on here.
Now, in 2007, I was in on this one. The United States Supreme Court ruled that under the U.S. Arbitration Act of 1928, parties can agree to contractual resolution by arbitration of any matter or issue of dispute, and that becomes binding in all 50 states, territories, and protectorates of the United States. So the argument would be that under that 2007 act, which not act, but decision, which just applied something that's been in place since 1928, that she agreed as a part of this contractual agreement that she now disputes that it will be resolved by arbitration. She's bound by that. So she's stuck in the arbitration tribunal by whatever formula they set up. Either each party gets to pick one arbitrator and the two arbitrators pick a third one, or there's one arbitrator that is already designated or comes up by lottery, whatever it may be, and that resolves the issue. We used to get a lot of cases like this in front
of. So it says the filing does not accuse Woods of sexual assault or sexual harassment, in a civil cover sheet.
Well, that's you can't get into it without showing that. So she has.
So it says in a civil cover sheet appended to the October suit, Herman's lawyer indicated no when asked whether the case involves allegation of sexual abuse.
Yeah, and see, we had one here. I represented somebody that was in high political office. One of the lawyers representing him, and he got fired from his very influential position with the city because he supposedly promised this woman to marry her, and he breached the marriage contract. Well, it became obvious that's a crock of. Because Tennessee has not recognized breach of marriage agreement as a cause of action for a long, long time. So the lawyer, when we confronted him with this, said, well, yeah, they're right. There is no action on that, but I just thought I needed something to file to get this into court. Okay, so he should have been disciplined for that kind of nonsense.
Well, this is the thing. So now it's time for the tea and get a little bit messy because, he has a extensive dating history. He dated Leanne Rhymes. Of course, he married this one, Ellen Nordgen.
Oh, some woman anyway.
But the thing is, this is the thing, though. The current girlfriend, these are all his exes, and this is current.
That's why he wanted to get her out of the apartment.
Huh?
That's why he wanted to get her out of the home. He wanted to keep playing. That's his business. He wasn't married to her.
But if you get accustomed to a lifestyle,
that's your problem. There's no contractual agreement. What she's trying to get essentially is palimony. In other words, the right to stay in this place. Well, they went and they took Lee Marvin to court in California years and years ago, and they awarded $10-some million worth of palimony against him, and all of the feminists were happy. But the news.
What is wrong with palimony? Okay,
but the newspapers didn't cover up what happened on appeal.
Okay, we're not going to
wait a minute. Wait, the California Supreme Court said ain't no such animal. And by the way, what we decide is this whole $10 million award is knocked out of here. It's destroyed. Forget it. She's not entitled to that. But we found that because she was in a position of suffering a hardship, we award her $10,100.
Okay, but this is the thing, though. When women are dating these wealthy men, because Tiger Woods, he's a billionaire. He's worth $1 billion.
So what? She didn't marry him.
Let me finish. We talked about this. Stop cutting me off. So what is wrong? You've been with this person for 6 years, right? She got accustomed to the lifestyle you made her accustomed to. So why not send her off with some palimony? Now, the way he got her out the house, because if somebody come into your house with their bag of clothes and you tell them to leave and they refuse to leave, you have to call the cops. You have to go to court and evict them like a tenant. So she was literally living there for 6 years. And then he tricked her. She says that, his handler said, oh, pack your things. You're going to go on vacation and he's going to meet you there. And they drove her to the airport. And they told her that the airport where you're locked out the house. But anyway, 6 years, shouldn't she walk away with something? Now,
no. Why? What's she entitled to walk away with?
Well, she said she should because he received valuable exchanges.
What?
Duh. The P word.
She got the D word.
Let me tell you something. I received palimony before. I got my rent.
Good for you.
He broke up with me. I was heartbroken, and I would have had the Mercedes, but I didn't have my license. I was in my late 20s. I was scared to drive, but then I got over that fear. But anyway, he paid my rent for a whole year, and I would have had a Mercedes. But I think that if a woman, if you got her accustomed to a lifestyle, and he's a billionaire.
Well, maybe.
This is two things.
If his last wife didn't take a whole lot of that,
he made that money back already.
Maybe.
Tenfold. But this is wait, hold on. Wait, let me say this. Let me say this. Two things. If a woman is dating a billionaire, first of all, as soon as you dating him, you have to know, how can I increase my income being with this man? A lot of times men in certain positions, they can help you elevate your own income by way of connections or whatever.
Oh, gold digging.
Ooh, no, it's not. I'm talking about, first of all, me and you are friends. So if you're my friend and you know someone that could help me with whatever business, or you throw me some customers, that's helping me. That's not being a gold digger, and vice versa. Number two, or if you can't get this man to marry you and you're living with him, you need to have the discussion like, okay, I want to elevate my life.
No.
And then three, I'm adding in the third one, or you get pregnant. She was with him for 6 years. Why didn't she just get pregnant?
Because she wasn't a fool.
No, she is. Well, no, she is a fool. She's a fool because you're asking for 30 million now.
Yeah, so, get 30 million.
Wait. But the fact is that she wants legal team, she realized, I'm walking away with nothing. And
she's staying in a luxury household that she was not privy to.
But she didn't elevate herself in the meantime. She should have been elevating her finances.
She did. She had a good lifetime.
No. I mean,
for being with a fine woman.
No. I'm talking about.
Got good memories. He can smile. It was good. She was fine. Hey.
I'm talking about.
Now it doesn't work anymore.
But I'm talking about within that 6 years, you should have had a business or something on the side and just stacking your money because you weren't paying any bills.
Hey,
so she didn't do that.
Remember, these days of equality, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
No, I'm getting pregnant.
No.
You don't have kids?
No, bottom line is what does that do to the child? See, that's selfish.
The child will be loved because I'm going to love my child. He's going to love the child.
The child needs the daddy, and the child needs...
The daddy will be in the life. The daddy will be there.
That, maybe.
The daddy will be there.
Maybe.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he be there? But
a whole lot of people that weren't in the father's life.
She has no children. You was with.
Well, wait a minute. Wait.
Let me just
time out. You and I have had discussions about how come this guy gets all of this money, or she's got to pay him. It's sauce for the goose. So a dude is screwing a rich woman, and she says, "Hey, I'm tired of you because you need to get yourself a job." So he sues her to get palimony because they broke up, or dude laying up playing video games, smoking a blunt. She's got a 6, maybe 7-figure income, and she says, "Hey, you got to get out of here. You've been hanging around doing nothing for the last few months. I'm tired of you." So he gets to sue her. See, that's what you're opening the door for, because now if it's good for the girl, it's good for the guy.
I'm not disputing that. But
no, we're not going to turn that corner, because that is a very slippery slope down which society does not need to slide.
All I'm saying is this don't have nothing. Take the course out of it. You don't. Why are you taking this man to court for 30 minutes? You look crazy, because you know why she looks crazy. You were with a billionaire, not a thousandaire, not a millionaire.
Look.
Let me finish. She was with a billionaire for 6 years, and you walked away broke.
Billionaire. First off, his last wife cleaned a lot out of his bank.
No, she did not. He made that money back.
He didn't make that back. Do you know what $1 billion is?
I'm about to bring
wait a minute.
Up.
You know what $1 billion is? It's $100 million multiplied by 10 times. And when you multiply it by 10 times, you have to deal with the taxes that go along with it.
I
and
get all that.
making it. So you got to make this by 20. So did he make, wait a minute, did he make $100 million a year income?
Yes, in 1 year he did. Yes, listen.
Yeah, well, did he make it? What was when you have a take-home check? Is it everything you made? Because
he's now a billionaire. He's a billionaire now.
Maybe.
Ain't no maybe.
Maybe.
According to Forbes,
maybe
a billionaire. He's the only he's one of two athletes to achieve status.
Maybe.
Still active alongside LeBron James.
Wait a minute. The real billionaire they haven't even mentioned. Who is it?
At the peak of his late 2000s,
who is the real billionaire
million annually? He was making $100 million annually.
At the peak, $100 million annually.
Right.
That's gross.
This was after his
divorce. Minute. That's gross. He's got to pay 10 or 15% to his publicist, 10 or 15% to his agent. He's got to pay his attorney fees. You always have an attorney that's on retainer or a law firm. You got to pay your accountants. You're going to pay them a big chunk, and then their taxes. So you don't make all
$60 million in endorsements.
You don't make that much now of that amount. Next thing is that while we whoopee, let's get back into this whole reality check thing. It doesn't work that way.
I'm getting my Palimony.
Well, it's not working around the country because, first off, the boys aren't the ones to be paying it these days.
Thank you, Michelle. She fumbled the bag.
Excuse me. There are far more boys trying to set this up with girls who have done something in life that they haven't. So you girls don't want these guys to be leeching off of you. That is not a policy to set up in society. We are in a screwed up situation right now. If you want to make it worse, start doing that. And then you open up claims. Okay,
how about you just give her a lump sum and be done with her? Because now you got to go to court. You got to go through all this with the headlines.
I mean, it's only money, right?
Okay, well then pay me.
Well, it's only money. There are other things in life. You just miss out on the money. Go get yourself a real job.
Don't judge him, Joe Brown.